Okay, thank you so much for everyone who showed up to today's presentation. My name is Nathan, and we'll be going over our project Spark, which stands for Sensory Practices for Advancing Reasoning in Kids. My younger brother Caleb was diagnosed with autism at a really early age. And what came with that was that he really struggled a lot with different math concepts in elementary school because he found it really challenging and really dull in the way he was taught, and he often struggled behind his peers. This changed a lot when compared to reading because he loved reading books, but math just wasn't as engaging towards him. And in our community, the need for autism and sensory support classrooms is already clearly visible. My brother's elementary school is already at capacity with their autism unit, and nearby elementary schools are opening up to include additional support units, including inclusion of our high school's peer inclusion team, where we did this to kind of foster more autism awareness throughout the campus.
Hi, I'm Julie Halsey. At Timber Creek High School, like Molly said, I teach AP Calculus, and I had Nathan as a student during his sophomore year. I also work with students with learning disabilities in the general education classroom, specifically in the algebra and geometry classes. Nathan and I's conversations to start this project began looking at our own high school level students in the math classroom setting and what resources were being provided versus what maybe could be needed. Through Nathan and I's discussions, as well as discussions with our administration and key impact adults and students in our campus, we decided to take a look at a wider scoped lens into our community. One key person that both Nathan and I have a special bond with is Miss Christy Dove, who is currently an ESE instructional coach for Orange County Public Schools. In one of our conversations, Miss Dove stated this quote that really struck with Nathan, and it helped us to zero in on trying to shift the mindset of students' ideas towards math. Because let's face it, if I could ask and see a raise of hands of the people in the audience today, how favorable are your own perceptions towards your math abilities? So then our conversations continued forward, and we dived deeper into our community after seeing that even at the ninth grade level, most students have already decided whether they are good at math or not, and that their perception of their ability was potentially holding them back from being successful.
And this was also brought to the middle school level, where we talked with many middle school teachers that covered topics like pre-algebra, algebra, and geometry. And we found that they also had to overcome similar challenges when working with neurodiverse students and trying to kind of increase their confidence in math. Because a lot of the times, the children kind of lost their spark in math at an early age because they thought it was one super easy. And then when they entered middle school, all of a sudden things became really difficult for them. That's what brought us to the Space Room, which is an existing sensory classroom in Stone Lakes Elementary, which is the elementary school my younger brother is currently at. In Orange County, currently over 24,000 out of 200,000 students are diagnosed with an individualized education plan. Um, and this is really significant in our community.
So, after walking into the space art room, our minds sparked with ideas. This room is divided into sections with opportunities for students to interact in multiple sensory modalities, including gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and even a calming area. The leads behind this room, Miss Laura Harrington and Miss Amy Gunther, spent hours, time, and resources to build this room to be a daily functional resource for the students on their campus. Through thoughtful conversations, we saw this as our impact opportunity. We see that elementary students in OCPS lack accessible sensory-based math materials that would enable their academic and social success. So by building upon an already established environment, we can help to provide sensory-based math resources to help integrate into the three modality areas. Our future for this project is to expand the resources from the space room into sensory resource boxes teachers can use in their classrooms to help students to succeed. We envision a future where every elementary student confidently understands and enjoys math in inclusive classrooms.
And when we're looking at these activities, here are some examples. When we want to try to teach kids how to read an analog clock, we might want to incorporate some manipulatives or certain things to help the students feel more comfortable learning. Also, we want to somehow include things like kinetic sand because the kids seem to enjoy it a lot when we visited their classroom.
So Nathan and I's team of support is built upon our connections in the Timber Creek and Avalon community. Our adult leads include the three incredible women I have spoken of throughout this presentation, as well as some amazing young students who are sophomores and juniors at our high school. They have brought such creative and innovative ideas to our team meetings that we're excited for the next phase of bringing Spark to fruition.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and we hope we sparked your interest.